What is up, everybody? How goes it this evening? I hope everybody is well. We got a little bit of funk music going on. I really like funk. It's like a new discovery in life. How is everybody? Tonight, we don't have a whole lot to talk about. Some people may have noticed that not an LV1, a CS3 video came out this week on Tuesday. So if you haven't gone and watched that, maybe head over after this, watch that CS3 video. Hudson, Rory, Dawson, Fish, Dawson again, hello and good evening. The MSXL is this weekend. The Mid-South X-Ball League. I also saw this week there was like a Mid-America Paintball League or something. I'd never heard of that. I think that there's like one in Ohio or something like that, which was kind of cool. The whole reason I kind of brought up, the new gun that came out is, or not gun, I guess it is a new gun, a review that came out this week is, one of the things I like to do is kind of make a list of, or I have a chart of how I rank all the paintball guns, and that's kind of what, the title of this is about, so we'll just talk about that a little bit. Mid-American is at Blast Camp. Well, I don't even know where Blast Camp's at. Where's Blast Camp? I truly have no idea. Man, I haven't talked all day. Chris, huge weight finally lifted off my shoulders, and you released the CS3 video. Felt like I was waiting too long. Thanks for honesty in the review. Yeah, for sure, no problem. It's very difficult for me to say these companies do things bad. I'm not very good at that. Mark with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. Mark, you're the man. You're the man. Thank you. I'll probably see you. I'm trying to open something up. I'll probably see you soon. I kind of wanted to play paintball this weekend, but I don't know. It's Mother's Day, and it's going to be like 95 degrees this weekend, so I don't know what the heck's going on. I appreciate that. Your name's going to remain on this screen right there in the bottom left-hand corner as long as you're the top super chat person. I want to make sure that, I hope this bear with me. Hold on one moment. There's so many little things to get set up to do these live streams. Sometimes I just forget to do one thing. Hudson, it's raining there. It's going to be in the 90s for the next week here in Sacramento, at least. Okay, so yeah, what I wanted to talk about, let's switch over to this. You can see my head right there, and I'll disappear in a second so we can actually see these numbers. So you can actually find this chart in the description of this video, or you can go to pbrml.com/scores or paintballroommylife.com/scores, and it'll send you to this chart. Might be a little hard to see. It's hard for me to look at, but I've updated it, so I'll disappear myself so we can actually see this. So this is pretty much a list of every paintball gun that we'll say reviewed, or at least, no, I've done a review on every single one of these. So you can actually find the review link in all of these as well. In that new CS3, I was kind of hoping a preview window would pop up of the review. Is right there. I think in third. We're going to rank in third place. So you can see all these things. I have sound, kick, efficiency, ergonomics, reliability, ease of use, features, value, desirability, and then that total score. You're going to get weight, release date, original price. So it's really just what I think. I mean, there's no super technical way to do this. I try to look at other guns that I've reviewed in the past and kind of compare them so we can get kind of an even, maybe consistent kind of scoring system. There's a lot of guns on here. You can see all the way in dead last is going to be the Azoden Chaos 2. Sorry, Azoden. But you can see here, let's highlight those two. So that's CS2 at the very top. And you can kind of see that I kind of did these similarly. Obviously, the sound signature is not that much different. They do sound slightly different, but it's hard to say that like the CS3 right here is going to sound any quieter than the CS2. I think kick's about the same. Efficiency on the CS3 though is slightly better. I mean, just a tick better. So I'm going to give it like one whole entire point more. Ergonomics, I actually think that I like the CS3 ergonomics a little bit more. But it's kind of just a preference thing. There isn't really like a, you know, I don't know. For the most part, they feel about the same. Reliability is going to be the same, even though I had my issue with mine initially. Lazin, I appreciate that, like, you know, $10 super chat. And then we got Nate with a not a $5 super chat. And then Nate, you're killing me with a $10 super chat. CS3 video is great. I appreciate that. You helped with that, sir. So thanks. Can you review or add the new dyed DLS to that chart? Or maybe avoiding it since it's a bit limited? Kinda. I mean, that's really the only reason I didn't really ever review one. It's just because they're not that easy to buy. And most of the time when I'm doing these reviews, it's me buying brand new guns. And there were only a few hundred of those available here in the US. So just getting a brand new one's a little bit difficult. It being limited, I wouldn't really care. I mean, I'd still add to this thing. You know, if I reviewed it, I would still add it. Like, there's some guns on here that aren't super available. Like, if we look at that Lux Ace, they didn't make a lot of those things. I actually have no idea how many of those they made. Really, it's just a Lux X, but still added it in there. So CS3, yeah, I think that, you know, reliability is going to be about the same, even though, you know, I did have those problems, that O-ring problems with mine. The gun didn't work out of the box. We were able to fix it, and I don't think we'll have any more problems in the future from that situation. So even though out of the box it didn't work, it's not going to like affect reliability necessarily. I think it's going to continue working, and we're not going to have that O-ring problem. Custom gear for a custom lifestyle with that $5 super chat. I thank you very much. Super chat's freaking awesome, guys. I can't monetize these videos anymore. So any support, you know, by, you know, super chats and stuff is really, really cool. It really is. Okay. Well, thank you. Features. Ease of use, I mean, they're about just as easy to use. There's not one that's like easier to take apart or easier to fix or do maintenance between the CS3 and CS2. Feature-wise, they're about the same. I think if there was a CS2 Pro, like if this was the CS2 Pro review, you could actually maybe put that at 9. Mainly just because the CS2 Pro is coming with 2 trigger styles versus the CS2 and the CS3 both came with 1. You know, you're just getting that blade trigger where you get the scythe trigger on that Pro. Value is not very good. You know, both of these guns are very expensive. Although I think because of their reliability, desirability, and ability to like resell them really easy, even though they're, you know, this new gun's $1,800 almost, $1,750 is a lot of money. And maybe not the best value, but you always can resell these for pretty good. Versus some other guns, they're just, you know, you buy it and it's very difficult to sell. Desirability is at 8 versus 9 on the CS2. I think there was a lot more hype and like excitement around the CS2 when it came out. It was the follow-up to the CS1 that people were kind of on and off about. So they were excited to see that new version of the CS guns. Whereas the CS3 isn't as a dramatic departure from the CS2 as the CS2 to CS1 were. So it's not as like exciting. I don't think as many people are as interested as they were with the CS1 or CS2 coming out. So it's a little bit lower at an 8 versus the 9. But if you see, they still come in tied, mainly because of that air efficiency. It kind of offsets that desirability. I think the CS3 is a better gun, but we kind of have to rate these like in the time that we're ranking them, right? Like if we went back, we'd have to like re-rank them completely. But there are so many guns on here, so I think this is kind of cool way to get an idea of like what I think about stuff, right? And we can kind of see that Planet Eclipse is pretty much dominating that top section, which I think it should. You know, the 170R, you got the Etha 2, the Etha 3. I think that Etha 3M is literally the best paintball gun you can buy right now. It's for sure my favorite. So that's kind of why it's the top. I've used the same exact scale for all of these as well. Oop. Although the Chaos 3 doesn't have a weight for some reason. The Paintball Ruin My Life paintball gun score and ranking table. There's a link in the description to this video. Not video, to that chart. So you can go check out that whole and freaking entire chart. Dawson, your little super chat thing went away. I appreciate that, dude, so much. $2. What hopper would you get for a Mini GS? Well, I kind of think that there's 3 good budget hoppers at this point. There's the Spire IR. Spire IRs are $110. You can get the Rotor for $100. Or as well, that Sonic from HK Army is also $100. I would probably get the Spire IR. The Rotors are a little heavy. They feed really fast. They can jam quite a bit easier than that Spire or the Sonic. I really like the Sonic, but I kind of trust Virtue a little bit more. They've been around longer, and that platform, those hoppers have kind of like proven themselves. So I like the Spire IR too. Hudson said the Z2 for $70. I don't know. The Z2 is not bad, but the Spire IRs are going to be far more durable. They're going to be way more reliable. They just kind of work better. I just kind of trust those hoppers a little bit more as well. I don't know what happens. Sometimes like my monitoring on that music turns off, and that's kind of weird. Okay, that's the paintball. You know, we got a paintball list, the paintball chart, paintball gun scores. You can even see the EMAC, like the EMAC's way down here. Mainly because the EMAC, you know, it sounds good, shoots really well, air efficiency is pretty good, ergonomics are really good, super reliable, pretty easy to use, and there's really nothing to it, so you don't really have to do anything ever. Features, it's very lacking on the features. I mean, it doesn't have anything. It didn't have an on-off, none of that stuff. That's why it's way down there at a 4. For the features. You know, at least it's not a 3 like some of these guns. You get a value at a 9. Desirability, I think I put 6 at desirability. I think because those guns are not, like, everybody really likes the EMAC, but I don't know if everybody wants the EMAC. You know what I mean? Like, everyone would probably rather have something a little bit nicer. You know, I would. But I just like it because it's so goddamn cheap. But it's not as like desirable as some of these other guns. You know, it's not as desirable, I think, as the Etha 3M. The Etha 3M came out and everybody wanted them because they were such good deals. Let's see I don't know if I have any other mechanical guns on here. Mainly because I seem to review, there's a CVO. Would I put the CVO at desirability of 6? That's probably about right. If anyone sees anything like glaring, like, oh, you're totally wrong about that one, let me know. There are a lot of guns in here, though. There's lots of stuff in there. What the hell's going on over here? Have you tested the DSR Plus with the Ironman Pro Kit upgrade? I've definitely shot those guns with the Ironman kit. I haven't, like, investigated them a lot myself. I've definitely shot them. I know for some people it helps their issues they've had with the DSR. And then some people it doesn't, though. The Ultimate Rental, I appreciate that very much. I was curious why it said 74 cents. I was like, what? I was like, you can do that? And I was like, it's Canada. I appreciate that, dude. Long time person on this channel. I think I should do memberships. I was thinking about doing memberships for YouTube. But memberships for YouTube, but then the YouTube's gonna delete my channel, and I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. Hudson, would you want to test an upgraded CCI Phantom? Not really. Not so much. Yep. Dylan, what are my top 3 knee pads? I've completely quit wearing knee pads, actually. I haven't even worn knee pads in like the last year. I wore the dye knee pads for a very, very long time. I mean, I've probably been, as long as I've been playing paintball, I probably wore the dye knee pads 80% of the time. I've always liked the dye equipment. It's just made well. I think that the dye pads last a long time. Ultimate Rental, again with a super chat of 208. The conversion's funny. I appreciate that. Knee pads, yeah. I know that I've always really liked the Infamous stuff as well, and Infamous just came out with their Gen 2 knee pads that have a little bit more breathability on the back of the knee. They have a little bit improved articulation. But one of the things that's always been very difficult about knee pads, you know, we're talking pants, any of these things you got to like put on your body, it's just difficult, right? I mean, because everyone's legs and knees are shaped so differently. But I would say that I really like the dye knee pads still. I would, you know, I think I like the Infamous pads, and then what's number 3? Probably the HK knee pads. They're CTX knee pads. I've worn those a while too. The CTX ones are like really soft and gushy though. Those are my 3 knee pads. Although it's really just kind of whatever, you know. Someone else could tell you something completely different. Hydra, I was gonna say those Hydra knee pads. I saw a couple guys, 2 people last weekend or a couple weeks ago wearing the Hydra pads. At some point maybe I'll try those out. Yeah, it's the best way is to try them on though, really. I mean, it really is the best way. The Ultimate Rental, dye large is the best I've had them for 10 years. Pretty much. I mean, I think I wore a pair of dye knee pads for about 10 years. The elastic started the fabric around the elastic started to wear out, and they started to like really dig into the back of my legs though. They were killing me. Steven Jackson. What a wonderful name. That name's close to my name. What barrel are you running on your main? Well, I use the EMEC a lot, and I kind of switch up barrels, honestly. I really like these. I've always really, really liked these barrels. Everyone's gonna be like, what, are you using this thing? Let's see if I can like zoom in on, oh, nope. Let's see that. I wonder if I can turn this light on. This is an old barrel. This is a Bob Long. I don't know if it'll focus on there because we're like, there's nothing to really focus on. The Bob Long one piece. These things came on, yeah, Bob Long guns back in the day. I really like these. So every once in a while, you'll see me using this thing. But most of the time, I just use that. This is a stock barrel from a lot of the Planet Eclipse guns. Man, the focusing on this, because I'm just trying to focus on a barrel, is not really working. Yep, this comes on a lot of Planet Eclipse guns. It's just a stock Planet Eclipse barrel. So these come on, was coming on like the 170R. It's the same barrel you get on the ETHA 3 or ETHA 3M. They're fine to me. I mean, I talk about this all the time. I don't quite understand the barrel situation. I mean, that's not working like I want. There's so many barrels out there, right? Lots of barrels. There's some people claiming that their barrels are going to get better air efficiency and they're going to shoot straighter and it's got this special coating that's going to make it better. I don't know. I mean, I've shot so many barrels and I've never really noticed a difference. I think like 98% of it is just using good paintballs. I mean, if you're using a barrel that's crazy small bore size or crazy big, I mean, that could be a problem. But so much of it's just paint, you know? Just use good paintballs, I think, and the guns shoot straight. Yeah. Planet Eclipse back with the ACP tip is just amazing, really. I don't know, I think those ACP tips are, I don't know, I think they're more of a scam than anything. Maybe not a scam. The ACP tip, for people that are not familiar, is this thing. The ACP tip is a barrel that, let's just try to like fast forward through it. Yeah, there you go. That has like these channels cut in it. So these grooves go all the way down the barrel, so that the idea is that instead of the paint like clumping inside the barrel, it's going to like go in those grooves, and air, when you're shooting, is going to go in those grooves and kind of push paint out from the, or it's going to, you know, the air is going to push the paint out those channels. And I don't know. I mean, I did this where I like broke a ton of paint in a barrel, and then I tried to shoot it, and I don't know. I don't think it did anything at all. I took the barrel back off, and there was just a ton of broken paint still inside of it, so you can kind of see how it sit in those channels, and the idea is that it, you know, blows it out the front. I don't know. I'm not fully buying it. There we go. The ACP tip, I assume that's what you're talking about. Although I've never seen one on, like, you know, the Planet Eclipse tips. I mean, you could probably get one of those, like, little transducer-y things or whatever the heck they're called to, like, make the barrel work, though. What's going on? Chase, 170R was 90% of what a CS2 was. 180R will be 90% similar to CS3 performance. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it might even be closer than that. I mean, you could say the 170R is 90% of the CS3 performance, too. I mean, most of these guns in the last, like, eight-ish years haven't really gotten any better. I mean, I think that we progressively saw stuff get better by as far as, like, you know, being easier on paint. Back in the day, guns used to break way more paint, and there's no question that the guns are way easier on paint nowadays. But over the last, like, you know, 10-ish years, we haven't really seen that much difference as far as, like, real performance. You know, guns are just as loud, they kick just as much, air efficiency is about the same. But there's no question we've seen a considerable improvement in, like, just using the things in general, right? I think the Planet Eclipse guns are easier to take apart, the Shockers are easier to take apart, the Luxes have that cool removable, like, trigger frame. So stuff's just gotten so much easier to fix. Ultimate Rental, again, I appreciate that. This is just for pulling up the AC video so fast. Thank you. It's not too hard. There's not a lot of paintball stuff on the internet, so you just got to pull up YouTube and be like ACP Tip Paintball, and then just my thing just comes up. I appreciate it though. Mark, thank you for being our gang leader. I thought that said gland leader. I was like, gland leader. Maybe I'll make like I should wear like costumes. I was gonna say I should dress like a cholo. I should wear like a flannel button up and like some sunglasses backwards. Some like I don't know, I can't think of it. Manta! Super chats, guys. You guys are awesome. You know what else is really helpful? Is nobody likes the videos on YouTube. That's one thing I've noticed. Is that, like, you know, nobody likes my videos. I don't know why. I mean, like, people click them and like they get decent views. Decent views, better than they used to. But nobody ever likes them. So if you're watching a goddamn video and you actually think it's helpful, like it. like it. It's helpful for me. It helps us. It helps this grow this channel. It helps us grow paintball. I think some of the things that actually happen from people watching these videos is they actually play paintball, which is crazy. So it's you know, hype up paintball. I think it matters. I'm not really entirely sure if it matters or does anything though. Skip says, yeah, maintenance on my EMEC is so much easier than my 98 from the 90s. You know, I really miss fixing 98s. I've gotten so good at fixing paintball guns, I can probably fix all your paintball problems. I can't probably tell you how to do it. I can't walk you through it. But if I have your gun in my hand, I can fix it. And I actually really miss fixing paintball guns. I used to fix paintball guns almost every day. I missed it. Dylan! I think Dylan's taking place in the raffle in the Paintball Room My Life group, sir. Thank you. You just went back and liked the video. Well, I appreciate it, and I appreciate the super chat. Eric, look at all the super chats you guys are making me. You're helping me pay my bills this month. Well, maybe next month, because it takes a little bit. Sacramento Street Fighters 916. Are you hitting up the field this weekend? Eric asks. I don't know, Eric. I'm not 100% sure. It's supposed to be so hot and it's Mother's Day. And I don't really have anything to film at the field. I kind of want to use the CS3 again before I get rid of it, but I don't know yet. So, if anybody wants to play with this thing, you see this paintball gun right here? This is the Planet Eclipse CS3. It's a brand new high-end paintball gun from Planet Eclipse. Let's try to open the box like this without making it fall out. Ooh. The CS3 right here. The Planet Eclipse CS3. It's a pretty cool paintball gun, you know. It's a part swap, so it's a little bit special. It's not, you know, just your run-of-the-mill color. I'm doing a raffle for this thing over in the Paintball Room My Life Facebook group. There are only 92 tickets at $20 a piece. So if you want to win yourself this bad boy, for just $20, you can do it in the Facebook group. There's a link in the description if you want to try to win yourself this thing. 20 bucks are tickets. There's literally only 92. So there's not a lot of spots. Which is a good thing because it means your odds are going to be a little bit improved. So go over there and buy yourself raffle tickets. There's probably like 40-ish or 30-ish or something like that left. Looks so cool. Schwartz, I'm not going to try. I appreciate that super chat. I see you around. Well, I don't know how to pronounce that though. Schwartz? I'm not even going to try. We'll be here forever. I appreciate it so much. Video of a direct comparison of the 180R and CS3, including shooting of them side by side. I don't know what's going to happen. I definitely want... So the CS3 video, one of the things I liked about this was that it was, you know, I had like a little bit of a story to tell, right? How I got the thing and it didn't work, and we had to fix it before I could sell it. What am I thinking? I've totally lost my train of thought. I had to fix it to sell it, or to do the review, or, you know, I had to fix it to use it. So with the 180R, I definitely want to try to find another thing to talk about like that. I want to have like another, you know, like another like focus for the review. Very well, it might just be, is the 180R worth the money? Or is the 180R better than the CS3? Or is, you know, something like that. So it's possible. I will keep you in mind tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm actually going to start like brainstorming and writing some stuff down. Ultimate Rental, dude, I appreciate you again, dude. You guys are freaking killing me. Let's get those bills paid for paintball content. It's true, though. I mean, it's kind of true. T. Barton, I appreciate you guys so very much. Someone asked earlier why I'm actually selling that thing. I sell all the paintball guns we review on this channel. I mean, you know, I talked about it earlier. These are all the guns that I've reviewed. So I gotta sell them, you know? Just imagine if I had all of these. The CS2, a CS3, an ETHA 3, an ETHA 2, a 170R, DSR Plus. You know what I'm saying? That's just unreasonable. They'll just be stupid. So I kind of have to, right? And it's one of the ways I can actually kind of break even, at least, when I buy these things. I appreciate you guys so much. Paying bills. Oh yeah, this inflation thing. Although none of my bills have really increased. Although food is coming back down in price. The only thing that I consistently watch is eggs. I probably eat 6 to 8 eggs a day. Sometimes more. So I am on it with egg pricing. And egg pricing has come back down, which is very good. Tony 2 times. Is YouTube your full-time gig? It will be, and I think it's going to be for now. It's kind of been on and off, right? I was for a while there, and then started doing other stuff, and then probably going to start doing this more again. So we're going to see how that goes. That's all I'm doing right now. You know, before I've been working for friends, I was helping, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Consult on some other YouTube stuff, and was helping, like, you know, program, doing some Python stuff. But now that ChatGPT and all the AI is taking all the programming work, I don't know what's going to happen. Tim Bridgman? I appreciate that. Got to get those bills paid. Everyone's paying my bills. I appreciate it. Wish you luck in the tournament this Saturday. Where at? Where at? You're going to tell me where at, and you're going to tell me what division. Well, where at, what division, and like, what is it? Is it 3-man? Is it 5-man? Is it 10-man? Is it 7-man? Are you playing one-on-ones? Paintball, a paintball ruined my life, admins. Accept my join request. I will. Well, there might be someone in there doing it right now, but if not, I will accept request in the Paintball Ruin My Life Facebook group. Ultimate rental. 6 to 8 eggs a day. There you go. I appreciate the super chat, though. I was going to read it anyway. 6 to 8 eggs a day? I heard the other one was better, though. Wow, are you trading for sumo wrestling? Yeah, I eat a lot of eggs. I mean, eggs are like superfood. Eggs are literally everything you need. They have every nutritional element in there. You're getting protein, you're getting all your vitamins, you're getting like vitamins that you don't actually get from other sources. So eat a lot of eggs, guys. I actually feel it. If I don't eat eggs in the morning, I swear I don't feel the same. And it's not only because I'm eating, I swear it's specifically the eggs. Mark, only 43 likes and 104 people viewing. You gotta be liking this. If you're watching this for more than 5 minutes, you should like it. That's what I think. Been talking nonstop. Kind of fast. I'm kind of out of breath. Personally, I can't stand the feel of hormesis. The feel of it. I think it feels really good. I think it's whatever. Cholesterol. Yeah, we've been kind of duped by the egg people, though. You can't actually get cholesterol from your diet. So your body can create cholesterol, or you can consume cholesterol, but you actually can't elevate your cholesterol levels from eating cholesterol. So like you could eat like, maybe not 400. I was like, you could eat 400 eggs. That's a lot. You could eat like a normal amount of eggs, and your cholesterol levels don't actually go up. Just as Skip said, we've been misled by a lot of stuff. It's like, all this like fat-free food. It's like, yeah, okay, so let's take the fat out of our food because people are getting fat, but let's just put a bunch of sugar in it. It's like, that's not what? That didn't work out. Looting, you're now in the lead with a $12 super chat. You took out Eric. I paid for them eggs last time, and I will do it again. Although, eggs are not $12 now, thankfully. I complained about that. I think we're at about $8-ish for like for an 18 pack now, which is pretty good. I just talk about eggs the whole time. I would love to have a place in my life where I could have some chickens, but I don't got nowhere I could have some chickens. Maybe I could have a goat too. Have some goats inside. What is happening? Big Egg is not to get you. You need to make memberships for YouTube, Dylan says. Yeah, I've thought about that. I mean, one of the problems, I think if this YouTube channel was not like at threat looting, I don't know what's happening. I kind of want you to show up in this like top super chat box, but it's not like updating or something. Or maybe no Mark. No, Mark's still right there. I don't know. Still Mark. I wonder if we like refresh it. Let's make it go away. That's probably not gonna matter. Yeah. Yeah, memberships. I mean, one of the things I thought about memberships wise is like that, you know, it's getting harder and harder to even monetize these videos. And YouTube deleted one of the live streams I did, like just straight up deleted it. For no reason. They were just like, this violates something, and they just deleted the entire video. And I've definitely, yeah, thought about doing memberships. One of the things I worry about is that YouTube deletes the channel, and then the channel gets deleted and all those memberships get deleted. I don't know. I've thought about Patreon. I mean, I have done Patreon before. One of the things I like about the YouTube memberships, though, is it like, you know, for live streams and stuff, it can show up in there, and it can, you know, we get like custom emojis and stuff. So you can do like custom emojis. Like, can you guys see these custom emojis even? Like I'm doing them right now. Like if you hit the emoji button right below the chat input, can you guys even see that? I know you can see the like emojis in the chat, right? But like, can you put them in the chat? Like if you hit the like emoji smiley button. So is it only for members though? I wasn't sure if, is it set up, but it says members? Can't. I was curious. So I tried, I have looked into the members and stuff, and I was looking at making like custom cool emojis, but not, yeah, those are emojis. But not you can't do like the cool ones like I can, I guess, because I have not fully set that up. Like you can't do the Dynasty one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just worry about them deleting stuff, or what the heck's happening. I don't know. YouTube thinks they're real guns. Yes. Yes. Sometimes, right? It's so confusing. Like the CS3 video, right? The CS3 video I actually uploaded on Saturday and wanted it to come out on Saturday, but I always forget that YouTube, every time I upload something, YouTube like flags it as like not safe for advertisers. They don't like, they pretty much demonetize the thing, but then you can like manually ask them to review it, and a human will view it. And then most of the time that human says it's okay. And they're like, oh, okay, this is paintball. You're good to go. Most of the time. Sometimes they delete it. Sometimes they don't know what they're looking at and they still click like no monetization. But then I just upload it one more time and then just go through the whole process, and it tends to work out. This time it took like 4 days though. It's kind of annoying. I don't know, it's kind of annoying. Tim, I know a lot of gun YouTubers also upload on Uitron. I have no idea what the hell that even is. Not sure the reach is as huge, the same. It's definitely not. I don't even know what that is. Utron? Utero? I don't know. It looks like the In Utero. It looks like, it reminds me of the Nirvana album. Yep. Ben, do you ever get sponsors for your videos? Sorta. I mean, Planet Eclipse has never sponsored a video. I don't know why I said that. BFPgear.com, 100% have sponsored videos. BFPgear.com have 100% sponsored videos, and I mean, they're like sort of responsible for this whole goddamn channel. They're so helpful in doing everything for me, right? I mean, I wouldn't be able to buy these paintball guns if it wasn't for them. So I just wouldn't. It'd be considerably harder for me to get anything without this company, without BFP gear. Yeah, so they've sponsored videos, but they do far more than that. I mean, they let me borrow that 180R that I did an unboxing for the other day, and they, just help very much in this channel. So they have certainly sponsored videos. Exalt has sponsored a video. Carbon, I think, have done 2, and I think that's all. So not really. I mean, paintball companies are kind of clueless, actually. I mean, most of them are goddamn clueless. Let's make that brightness go away. I thought about doing OnlyFans. I don't know what I'd do. Shoot myself naked with a paintball gun, something like that. Do I have anything else to talk about? Let's see. Chase Nicholson. I like your name. Chase Nicholson. It just sounds good. I appreciate it. Will you do a Spire 5 review compared to the Spire 4 IR2? Probably not. The Spire 5 and the Spire 4 are literally almost the same hopper. Yeah, I mean, all the Spire 5 did was add eyes. So it's not really going to perform any different. There's really not going to be any difference. So I think that the review would be kind of pointless. I'd be like, it's the same, but different. Same, but different. Yes, so I probably won't, but I don't remember if I did the Spire 4, if I talked about, honestly, I don't even know if I did a Spire 4 review, did I? I don't even remember. Probably not though, sir. Spire 4 versus Spire IR though, I mean, honestly, the only real big difference is that the Spire 5 feeds quicker. A little bit quicker. So if you're going to shoot like semi, if you want to shoot like 17 balls a second or something like that, the Spire 5 can do that, whereas the IR is going to struggle a little bit. And the shells also come apart quite a bit easier. Not quite a bit easier, just a little bit differently. You get that clamshell style on the Spire 4 and 5 and 3, and you got to like pull the tray out on the Spire IR. It's just a little bit different. I definitely prefer this whole solid top shell on the Spire 5. But then again, it is like double the freaking price. So, yeah. I definitely like my Spire though. I don't know if it's... Oh, here it is. So I definitely really like the rechargeable batteries on these things. I mean, I know you can put that on pretty much every hopper at this point, but I really like the rechargeable batteries. I kind of wish it was a USB-C charger, not mini USB, but yo. Who was that? Alex said, I outshoot my IR and control on semi with the ETHA straight ripping. Yeah, I can see that for sure. The control's pretty fast, although the control wasn't really made to shoot fast. The whole point of the control was trying to make the smallest possible tournament hopper. And you got to think that, most of the tournament stuff is all, 10.5 or, 10.5 ramping. It's kind of rare to see, it's rare to see a uncapped semi-tournament. Ultimate Rental. Rechargeable double A's for hoppers. I like rechargeable batteries. I use rechargeable like double A's and a lot of stuff. I use rechargeable double A's for like remotes, like TV remotes, like a Chromecast remote. I don't know. I use batteries, rechargeable like double A's and triple A's, but they don't last a long time. They seem to like just be kind of shitty, right? Like they just, I don't know, don't hold charge that well. They don't seem to last that long. They're just a little wacky. Whereas like, that lithium ion battery that's in that N-Charge, is a far more dense battery, and I think just higher quality, and they just kind of seem to last a little bit longer. Skip. I don't know, those lithium cool, but I've been using Panasonic E-Lope rechargeable for half. I don't even know what the heck that is. Don't even know. That is one thing that some people brought up in the CS3 review, that they kind of would like to see rechargeable batteries, and I totally kind of agree with that. I really would like to see rechargeable somehow, CS3. I think that we're at the point where you can just do it now. I know that for a long time, one of the drawbacks with rechargeables or rechargeable guns was the batteries weren't that good, so you had to like charge the gun every time you played. So you had to charge it the night before, no matter what. You know, like back in the day with Angels, you had to charge the gun every time you played. And people would forget to charge their guns, and you get to the field and you're screwed. I mean, you can't just put a new battery in. And you can charge it, but it's going to take 7 hours because it's some wacky old technology. But I think nowadays, you know, everything's charging so much faster, and the batteries are just holding a charge, and you're able to get so many more shots off a battery now that I think most of these guns could probably be rechargeable, because there's not as big of an issue with charging stuff because we're so used to charging everything now. I mean, everything's rechargeable. So we've kind of gotten used to that, and you're probably not running into the issue at the field where you're like, I forgot to charge my gun, and you're totally screwed. Yep. Skip, I've been using rechargeable 9 volts in my mask fan setup. There you go. I freaking hate mask fans. You miss your Velocity Junior. Those things were god-awful. I don't miss any of those JT Hoppers. They were terrible. I'll take your 05 speed. I had an 05 speed at a paintball tournament once with a cheater board in it. A custom Joy Division board back in the day, and had uncapped full auto off the brake for like 4 to 5 seconds. And I got caught with it in like a ref, and I got a 10-minute penalty. It was a big deal. It was a big deal. It was in Florida. I don't think it was World Cup. Man, I got like stuck in my throat. Well, let's talk about this. Boop, boop, boop. You can. Another fantastic way to support this channel is buying Paintball Ruined My Life headbands. You can find them at pbrml.com. No, yes, pbrml.com/shop, or you can just go to pbrml.shop, or you can go to paintballruinmylife.com. You can find them. There's all kinds of colors on there. We got this cool fade looking one, that solid black. They're all made of denim. That's the Wave. There's like 3 or 4 of them that kind of have like a graffiti kind of look. They're pretty cool. They're $30, like really $30, and free shipping inside the continental United States. So if you live, you know, in Michigan and you want a headband, $30, they ship for free. There's also a 3-pack, $75. Yeah. Paintball Ruined My Life headbands. Yep. Go buy them all now. Buy them before they're all gone. That's a cool one. I like the red, white, and blue one. Fan of that one. Fan of the checker one. That's Olmec. That reminds me of like an ancient, not Middle Eastern, an ancient South American. There we go. There's a bunch of them. A lot of different styles. You can like, you know, get some black ones. These aren't all of them either. But there are a shitload of pictures in here. I think we're going back and forth now. Paintball Ruined My Life merch. There's also like not Supreme headband, you know, hats in there, but there's like other hats and stuff in there. Cool stuff. Thomas is in Missouri. I'm sorry. That's too bad. Does Capital CEPP have them? That would be cool. Like, do they have headbands? Like, do they have my headbands? They don't. The only place you can buy them is the Paintball Room My Life store. Mark, I don't know why your name is still on there. I really wish this would frickin' update. I don't want this to say Mark on there anymore. Oh well. I'm getting Dude, Mark, I'm telling you, let's go to Paintball World Cup Asia. Let's go to Asia World Cup. You do not know, I have wanted to go play paintball in Asia for so long. They used to like play in Singapore and stuff. They used to like play like, let's find out. Singapore. I don't know anything about like Asia paintball, so I don't know what we're gonna look at right now. But they used to have like 3 events. I know that like in Singapore there's like these, I don't know why I'm just talking about Singapore, but oh my god, see what I'm talking about? Like they have like, so in Singapore they have like, somehow they have the government backing this stuff, and they get like funding, and they have like their own like sports director and stuff. It's like kind of crazy. But like, look at this picture of this place. You know, look what they're playing at. So there's been quite a few of these tournaments in Asia where they're just in like insane locations. I know there's been like a couple of these tournaments they've done like downtown and stuff, like in the city, and there's like skyscrapers around. It's kind of crazy. Paintball World Cup Asia, Asia World Cup. Oh god, I can't type. Paintball World Cup Asia is in Malaysia. I don't want to go to Facebook. God dang, guys. These damn Facebook things. Let me know if we're back. I don't know if we're back or not, or what the heck's going on. Let me know what's going on. OBS crashed. Are we back? I have literally no idea how to tell. We're back, okay. I don't know, OBS just completely crashed. It just like froze. Hey, look at that looting. You are now in the lead though. 4 super chats finally. I don't know. Yeah, I really want to play Asia World Cup. Not necessarily Asia World Cup, but I really would like to try to play like one of these, like, I don't know. Maybe it literally is like the Thailand. I gotta add a T. Whoop. Highland. Thailand. Man, what's with everyone using Facebook? I hate Facebook so much. It's a goddamn nightmare. It's a nightmare hellscape. Oh well. Yep. The pump gods were crashing the stream. It's the Airsoft players. It's goddamn Airsoft players. Mark, I want to know. Let's, I really do. I'd really like to go play World Cup Asia. It's expensive though, you know, we gotta like fly over there, and like, I don't know how like guns work. Can we like take our paintball guns over there? I don't know. Who knows how any of that works? I don't know. I've talked about everything I want to talk about. I don't really have anything to talk about tonight. Going fast. Hold on. Don't compare pump to airsoft. Well, I wasn't really comparing pump to airsoft. You're playing the pump people took the stream down. It's like they probably don't dislike this. It's the airsoft people that are here to take us down. I hate how most paintball stuff is on Facebook. Yeah, so do I. I dislike it very much. That's one of the things I've been complaining about for a long time. I'm like, I feel like the only way to find out about paintball is you got to be on Facebook. It's like, I don't want to go on Facebook. I mean, I don't. I truly wish there was a better website. You know, like, I really wish PB Nation would come back. I really wish people would go on PB Nation. Ultimate Rental? Ow. What if I actually hit that? I was like, it's like, can I come with you guys to World Cup Asia? Sir, we're probably going to need people. I mean, I think it's just Mark and I, so I think we're going to need people. Although I've wanted to do it for like 15 years, so I don't know. I don't know if it's happening anytime soon. I would like to bring back PB Nation. PB Nation, people are still there. I mean, I still go over there just because I hate Facebook. Like, I don't want to see a lot of this stuff on Facebook. I was just pumping up the Facebook group because there's a raffle over there, but I don't really use Facebook that much. Yeah, it is kind of unfortunate. I wish there was a good website. I wish PB Nation was popular. Mainly because it's all just paintball stuff. I hate logging into Facebook and then like seeing some idiots complaining about something that doesn't matter. That's really what I hate. It's so annoying. I go on Reddit. I like Reddit. The Reddit Facebook or the Reddit paintball group it's good. I mean, the overall arching feel in there is good. It's like fun and light. But it's everyone just showing pictures of their paintball guns. It's like, oh, look at this paintball gun I got. It's like, cool. You know, I kind of want news. I want to like know what's happening, and I want to like whatever. That's why I wish that Paintball Nation. That's why I wish Paintball Nation would maybe get a little bit more traction. They have the news area over here on Paintball Nation, which there is this cool little off-season tracker that someone made. You can see all the like pro moves. This is super helpful. I mean, you know, like stuff like that's so cool. Like, look, you can see all the people that joined the Ironman this year. You got Dylan Boym, you got Jordan Boym, you got Adam Gomez, you got Corey Field, you got Mike McGowan, you got Patty Gleason, you got Mike Paxson and Shane Pastana coaching. You know, you can't really find that information that quick anywhere. So I really like the news area. And you got this DSL one that's super long, and everyone just complaining about like why their guns don't work. But it's good information, right? Like, this kind of stuff is not really easy to find on Paintball Nation. So I don't know, I just wish people would use... or it's not easy to find on Facebook, so I really wish people would use Paintball Nation. I don't know. I don't even know who owns that anymore. By the way, I think Paintball Nation looks like the early computer font. Yeah, that's kind of what I like about it. It's just like usable. It's not all like flashy and whatever. It's just like a usable thing. Although all of these forum websites kind of went away when Facebook started to come on the scene. Facebook came in and kind of like stole everybody's lunch. Also goes by East Coast Paintball Supply. What else we got? Discord? Discord's a goddamn nightmare. I mean, it's just a chat, so you have to, like, always be on it, you know? Like, yeah, like, Discord, you, like, always have to be there, sorta. It's like you gotta constantly be monitoring it. And that's not what I want to do. I really don't want to sit in front of a screen. I don't like to do it. Skip Trace. That's also good. If that's your real name, you have a really good name, too. You and Chase... something. Thank you, sir. Gotta run, but thanks for your insights over the years. Well, I appreciate it. No problem. I'll keep providing those, maybe. We'll see. Where can I get the new pin that... Where can I get the pin that holds my CS2 trigger? Like the trigger pin, like the one that goes through it that holds it in the gun so it doesn't just fall off. Skip Trace, it'd be a good name. I think you should go by Skip Trace. Could very well be Skip Trace could be a name, right? Like Skip's a name. Although I've not heard Trace. You know, Trace would be a... I don't know. I don't know, Mark. I mean, I would have bet... I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if I had the paintball store, I'd be like, just, you know, I got it. But I don't really know. I mean, you know, maybe Sac Paintball has those locally. I don't know. It's an action, not a name. It'd be a good name, though. It'd still be a good name, you know. Will you ever do a 2023 gear bag video? Like what? Like, I have thought about doing, like, what's in my gear bag. I've never actually done that. And, like, shown what stuff I take to the paintball field. Or do you mean, like, what's the best gear bag to buy in 2023? Do you mean that? Man, who makes the best bags right now? I don't know, probably Infamous. I really like the Infamous bags. I really do. I mean, I think that they're definitely expensive. They're definitely not going to like hold more stuff than another bag. They're just designed really cool. So I really like the Infamous stuff. I still think the Planet Eclipse bags are built very, very well. I mean, I've had my same Planet Eclipse bag for like 7 years or something like that. Somewhere around there. Would you actually... what are we saying though? I definitely want to do my gear bag. It's definitely in a list of like... yeah, things I want to do. I don't know. I like the backpack bags though. I definitely like the bags that... let's just look at Infamous paintball stuff. I like the paintball gear gear bags. See, I don't know if I necessarily like a gear bag. I don't necessarily like these monster bags. Like, some of the people get these bags and it's just like huge. Like, I don't need something this big. I'm trying to like get something for scale, but I mean, there's a guy. There's Greg. Greg's using his. I don't really need bags this big. One of the things that I really like about that, someone actually said that, yeah, the 54, oh, they were the tote though. I really like any of these bags that have backpack straps, and then they just came out with this thing, I think. So I really like these bags that have straps. Mainly because we're walking around paintball fields. You know, you're walking around an area that's like muddy or got gravel and stuff. So a lot of the time having like any of these bags that have wheels, like a classic gear bag, like these gear bags, you know, have wheels and you're rolling it through that grass, it just doesn't work that well. So I much prefer bags like that. They kind of have those... they have, you know, backpack straps. And they're just cool looking. They're just like made really well and they just feel really good and it just looks cool. It looks like I'm gonna go like kayaking and I have like my dry bag and we're doing a portage with the canoe and I'm like, God damn it, carrying the canoe on my head. Let me know in the chat if you guys ever portaged your kayak or canoe. Yeah, I have my Planet Eclipse bag. It has wheels, and it doesn't have backpack straps. But I think ideally, if it had, I think ideally it probably would though. If we were living in a perfect world. My family always thinks I'm going camping with my bag on my back. That's what I'm talking about. It's so much stuff. You have so much stuff. It's crazy. Look at like, why is he taking all that stuff? Does he really need all that? I think he's just taking that stuff for some reason. I don't know. Heck yeah, Lake of the Woods, northern Minnesota. That's what I'm talking about. There's a Minnesotan. I was looking for someone. I'm like, what are you Minnesotan? There's got to be someone from somewhere, the Great Lakes region, that has portaged a canoe. I don't know. I haven't done that ever. I've never done a canoe. I've done a kayak over a rapid section in... Shit, where were we? Wyoming? I don't know. Anyway. How many Supreme hats do you have, Brody? This is so old. Look at this one. It's supposed to be black. And it's like brown and like gross. I actually really like it. See how dirty and brown and disgusting it is? It's all like waxy from like head like grossness. I got a lot of them. I don't really actually wear them that much anymore. My head just gets so cold. It is a black hat. It's supposed to be jet black, just like the label on there. It's supposed to be that color. I like it. But I'm not a big... Supreme stuff I've wore for a long time, for a long time. But it's gotten like too hype beast and too like cool guy for me, so I don't really wear it that much. Mainly because it's like, I don't know. I don't want to be hype beast man. Yep. Where did Eric go? Is Eric still in here? I want to make Eric a mod. Eric probably doesn't... Eric's probably not like... Probably not going to be able to find you, Eric. Mark's a mod. I'm going to make Eric a mod. Mark probably... Oh, there's Mark. There's Eric. How do I do this? Whoosh! Eric's a mod. Congratulations, you're now modded, Eric. You've been modded. I don't really know what to do. I mean, just kick people out if they're being idiots. There is a chat, like, you have to be a subscriber for like an hour until you can comment, so... Mark, you don't want him to be a mod? Mark's like, that's only for me. There you go, Eric. You get a little blue on your name now. Mark, I sent you a link on Instagram. Cool. I got a question for you. Free flow bolt for the DSR. What does it really do for the guns performance-wise? I honestly don't know. I actually just saw that a couple weeks ago. I'm not honestly sure. I haven't really... Let's go over to their... Let's go to the Free Flow website. My monitor, this goddamn monitor, guys. I turn it off and it like won't turn back on. So one day I'm gonna get a new monitor. Don't worry. Free Flow. The Free Flow bolt for the DSR. Monitor. Okay, there we go. Whoop. I think that a lot of the free flow stuff is really good, though. Oh. Accessories? Cheapers. There you go. Let's just see what they say first, and then I'll probably tell you it doesn't work. Have a lighter chronograph grouping. I mean, one of the problems with the DSR Plus and the DSRs is they've been known to have some problems, right? I mean, some of them have consistency problems. Some of them have efficiency issues. So it's a little bit difficult. I mean, it's very possible if you have a DSR and you put this thing in there, it might help out. They say, through initial testing benefits, we have seen have a tighter chronograph grouping. So in other words, you're going to make the gun more consistent over the radar. That's probably what I would have put. I probably wouldn't have put that. Add 10 to 15 seconds add 10 to 15 feet per second over the chronograph. Okay. This should allow you to lower the pressures of your marker while achieving the same velocity. This is great for mechanical use when there are no eyes to allow for more brittle paint. I don't know. We made them brown so people could continue to complain about our brown bolts. Okay. Let's say this, right? It's been forever. There have been many paintball companies over the years that have made bolts. I mean, one of the very first, I think, bolt systems they made, free flow, might have been for the matrices back in the day. Like 2000, 2001, I think that Free Flow were making, look at how expensive that is. We're making bolts for those matrices back in the day. And there have been so many companies that have made aftermarket bolts for all types of guns, whether it's, Planet Eclipse guns or the die guns or shockers or, intimidators or whatever it was. And honestly, I've never seen a difference. I don't think it makes a difference. I think that for the most part, a lot of these manufacturers have figured out what to do, right? I think that they kind of know the bolt and how it's going to work, so that's the reason they designed it that way. They probably could make the bolt a little lower pressure, like die, for instance, could make their bolt a little lower pressure. But at the same time, lowering that pressure also could make the gun a little bit more inconsistent or make it less reliable. So I think that for me, I've always found that adding aftermarket parts to guns, while technically maybe sometimes, lowers the pressure a little bit or lowers the pressure a little bit. I don't want to say makes them more consistent because I've never seen that. I think that adding some of these aftermarket parts, though, makes the guns less reliable. So I'm always for, just leave it stock. I mean, unless you have problems or there's a reason to change it, I would probably just leave stuff. For me, right? But then I totally understand that guys want to, try new things and tweak stuff, and you just want to see if it makes a difference. And maybe you like testing stuff or just screwing around with things. I think that, for sure, go for it. But if you expect it to completely change the way your gun shoots and just fix everything, it's probably never going to do that. So while I don't think Free Flow are necessarily bad, I mean, they make a bunch of cool stuff. I really like their guns. They make really cool triggers for some stuff. I really like their rams for autocockers. The SMC ram's really good. They make that cool sear. They make a lot of neat stuff, and I've always liked them, but I don't think that you're going to get that ridiculous, oh, my gun's way better now thing. That's all I got to say. Fieldsman Rental, the DSR is already great. If you are having issues, the Flex Can helps. I think that the Flex Can, right? Is that? Yeah. If not, it's not worth $40. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I know the DSR Plus has had some little weirdness along with the DLS. Gonna try one more time. Okay. Do you know why you had to change to the die rotor, or I can't, my God, the light is so bright. Sometimes it's hard for me to read. Do you know why you had to change to the die rotor on the mechanical DSR Plus to shoot faster? That surprised me. Mainly because the gun shot's so fast. Rate of fire is confusing, right? You think about when we talk about rate of fire, we'll talk about balls per second, right? So think about the NXL mode is 10 balls a second. But the way that mode works is it's only allowing, a paintball to shoot every so many milliseconds, so it equals out to be 10.2. Whereas say that DSR Plus, maybe we shot 10 balls a second, but because it's that mechanical mode, we're actually shooting 6 paintballs within half a second. But then it, through that whole second, this got so confusing. Yes, so, you know, NXL, we're getting that consistent 10 balls a second. But say maybe with the DSR Plus, we, you know, shoot 6 paintballs really fast, but it still averages out to be 10 seconds, even though like those 6 paintballs were shot in like a quarter of a second. So they're like, they're just really, really fast coming out, but it still averages out to be 10 balls a second. So even though like we're saying that gun shoots, you know, 12 or 13 balls a second, the DSR Plus, because of that really short trigger pull, we see the same problem with the CVO, is that you can shoot like 3 to 5 paintballs extremely, extremely quick. They're just like, they just come out so easy because the trigger pull is so short and easy to pull. And with the die rotors, it's because it's always like under tension, it really like forces them in there really quickly. Whereas the Spires, it kind of just starts rotating. The rotors have a bunch of tension on them, so it's like forcing them in there, and then you shoot and it really rockets those paintballs in there. I did a really bad job explaining that. But the rotor just feeds a lot faster. Mark, I'm sorry I ignored your super chat. You're the freaking man. One of my customers asked to give them a shout out at the restaurant. Shane Dickerson. Shout out Shane Dickerson. You gonna take your kids playing paintball this weekend? Go play paintball this weekend, Shane Dickerson. After you enjoy yourself some wonderful Thai food. It's gonna be hot this weekend. At least you understood. I thought it was a bad explanation. I was trying to explain, like, because a lot of the times we think about, oh, it's shooting 10 balls a second. Just like if you look at your gun, if your gun tells you the rate of fire and you're in semi-auto, it could be like, you know, 12 balls a second, but you can get little bursts in there that are crazy, right? They're like, but if you only go and you're like tick 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 over that whole second, you know, it still averages to be, you know, 10 balls or whatever. Oh god. Darth Evader, what's your favorite paint? I don't know. I don't really have one. I think that I just kind of use whatever. I have been using this a lot. This is a brand new case. Jesus. It's not even open. That's how you open a box of paint, too. I've been using this. Let's do a cool top-down video. Maybe we can actually see my paint. Oh, man, I don't know why the camera's not switching. It's a little oily, although it's really old. I mean, I think I've had this case like 6 months. This is the Dynasty stuff. You can even hear it. I mean, I can hear it, and I can tell you it's brittle just by hearing it move around. Dynasty. So essentially, if you can even hear me talk over all the commotion, this stuff is really kind of like 5-star or, you know, whatever. It's GI Sports or Core, whatever the hell they want to be called now. They're high-end paintball. It smells like bananas. And my real hope with this stuff is that Dynasty actually gets money when I buy this. So I hope Dynasty gets like $1.50 or something when they're selling these cases of paint. I like that stuff, but I think overall, I still think Valken makes the best paint. I think that there's probably companies out there that are making more brittle paint, stuff that like has a better fill, but I really do think still Valken with like the graffiti and the New World stuff, that's been the same paintball forever. I mean, it's always been round, it always shoots, it always looks good. So I probably like Valken. That's probably not the most popular answer, but it's true. 2-bit, what were you wondering? Thank you, I was wondering. Plus, give me 6 to 8 inch something, I don't know. Eric, there you are, the new mod. I like Dynasty paint, except when I get hit by it. Yeah, it's a little bit, well, I don't know, it's got a cool banana smell. What didn't go over well? Ben, you're getting married tomorrow. There it is. Wow. Congratulations. May your new... I was going to say your new life, but you're probably not like leaving the country and selling everything you own too. I hope your new adventure works out for you. That sounds bad. Congratulations. I hope it works out. Speaking of bolts, I've been debating on getting a soft tip bolt for my Ether 3M. Any ideas or suggestions? Well, I'm going to tell you not to buy it again. I mean, I think the same kind of thing, right? I think that, I mean, if you're having problems, right? I think if you play in very cold conditions, or if you're using really old paint or bad paint or something like that, I'll often... maybe going to the soft tip bolt might help a little bit, but I don't know. I think that these guns are so easy on paint already that adding that little bit of softness to the front of the bolt probably doesn't do much. You know, I mean, the whole point of that soft tip is that so when the paintball falls in and the bolt goes forward, you know, and it impacts it, it's going to have a little piece of rubber that hits it before it hits a little piece of metal. But I honestly don't know. I'm not sure it's making a difference. And you know what you should do is just go buy more paintballs and play more paintball. That's what I'd do rather than buying a bolt. That's exactly what I would do. Free Riders, New York City. What's free riders mean? What do you mean by that? Quick question. I'm having trouble transitioning shooting with my life. No. Quick question. I am having trouble transitioning shooting with my left, I'm going to think. Pretty much switching the gun over from right to left. Any pointers? Honestly, just do it. I mean, one of the things that I think's funny about paintball is like, dude, I am so used to holding my equipment, it's crazy, right? Like I can put a tank and a hopper on my gun and playing paintball, I can run and do anything. I don't think about it. I don't think about like it being in the way. I don't think about like switching hands ever when I'm shooting, you know? We just kind of do it. And it's really just from holding paintball guns so much. So I would literally just put your stuff together and just walk around with it. Just hold it all day long. You know, you get home from work, you're home from school, whatever. Just hold your paintball gun all night long for the next 8 hours. I mean, don't even worry about like, I wouldn't worry too much about like always switching hands and stuff like that. Just get really used to it, right? You know, you're going to the bathroom, you're walking down the hallway with the bathroom, put it in the other hand, you know, and just like literally just hold the thing all the time. Because it's the reason that like, you know, pro players are able to like, you know, jump over bunkers and do like barrel rolls and do all kinds of crazy stuff, and their equipment and their gun is perfectly fine. It's just because we're so used to holding these things. So I would just try to hold it as much as possible. You know, I think me working at the paintball store forever too probably helped with that. I touch paintball guns literally every day. Which is literally holding the thing. Just becoming like it's attached to your goddamn body all the time. And you just, at some point, just be totally used to it. Because, like, yeah, it's like these guns, like holding these guns in my hands, it's like second nature. It's like, you know, it's like, I don't know, we're just so used to it. And it's only from like, you know, holding stuff so much. It's not from like, it's not really from practicing, you know, switching hands and stuff. It's really just like doing it. It feels like it's part of my body. Kind of like we are with phones now. It's a part of your being. Mark, what pump do you use? Is Pump back? I don't know. I don't think so. I think we went through like a weird phase where Pump got really popular. And I think that a lot of the people that are playing Pump now are just using mechanical guns. Like a lot of guys are using like EMEX or Ether 3s, or, you know, you got Cockers and all kinds of stuff. Foxconn! There we go. With a $10 super chat. I appreciate that. Celebrating your first super chat too. Foxconn. You reminds me of Foxconn. It's like, isn't that where Apple makes all their computers? And another one. I appreciate it. Let's see what's going on here. Hey, boss man. No one's ever called me boss man. I just wanted to ask these questions. I got back into paintball after having been playing since 2006. I bought an Ether 3 for practice and an LV2 for tournaments. Jeez, was that smart? I have a TFX3 hopper and want to get another one. What would be another good one to get? Well, the Ether 3 is fantastic. I mean, I think it's literally probably one of the best paintball guns ever made. If we go back over here to our handy chart, you can see that the Ether 3 I put right there, ranked in third. And the LV2's down here, mainly just because I think price and, you know, it's quite a bit more money, has something to do with it. LV2, I don't know. I think the LV2's a better gun, but this is so much cheaper. That's kind of why it got popped up there. I would practice with the LV2 though. I wouldn't like worry about that too much. I know that like, you know, in some other sports, you know, like we can think about like, I don't know. I mean, I know in some other sports you might have like a better high-end piece of equipment or better marker or better thing for the tournaments, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think that like I was kind of just talking about holding this thing, you know, all the freaking time and sort of getting used to the way it feels. I think the same thing can be said for, you know, practicing, right? You want to be able to get used to the gun you're using. You probably don't want to like, you know, play with the LV2 2 times before the tournament, you know, where you've played with like the Ether 3 a lot. So I would honestly, I'd just use the I'd use the LV2 and or mix it up, you know, maybe play rec sometimes with the Ether, or, you know, have that Ether 3 as a very good backup, or possibly a loaner to somebody else. You can find a link to that spreadsheet in the description of this video. Yeah. So I'm on board for using the LV2 all the time, just because, you know, you got to get used to it and you have to like be accustomed to the thing. And I don't think it's a big deal about putting wear on it either. It's not like it's going to wear out or it's going to like go bad. I mean, these guns are so reliable that it's not really a concern. And I actually really like the TFX. I had the TFX 2? Maybe I had I had the TFX 1 and 2. And I really liked mine. I had no problems with them. I know some people don't like them and have had problems. That's kind of why the Spire 4 or Spire 5 and those Spire IRs are so popular. It's just because they've been so reliable. I think if the TFX3 works for you and you like it, and you want to have a backup hopper or 2 hoppers, I would do it, right? Because I think having 2 of the same thing also makes a lot of sense, right? Because you don't have to have like different parts. So say if your TFX had an issue, you could actually use pieces from the other one to try to make it work and figure it out. So I like the idea of having like multiple of the exact same thing if you want backups. So use the LV2, and if you want another hopper, yeah, just get another TFX if it works for you. I hope that's helpful. I appreciate super chats, like really. Helps me pay for food and shit, you know? I don't know. CCM still exists. You have to call in order directly. And there might be like a 15-year wait list too, right? I haven't looked at CCM stuff in a long time. Chipley, that's right. Chipley machine. The browser. Here are a lot of, these are probably the best pump guns ever made. Look at that one. I like that one right there. It's a factory second too, and it's $850. So these are all out of stock. Most of these guns you like, yeah, someone said there's like a wait time where you gotta call them or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I know in the past they've had like insane wait times for these guns. They are all kind of handmade. Not kinda. They're 100% handmade here in, I think, Redding, California, Anderson, California, which is about, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours north of me. They're very, very good. I think probably the T2 is my second favorite pump gun. I think I like the Bob Long MVP the most. CCM stuff's pretty cool though. Yeah, $1,800 for a pump. That's kind of how I feel. That's kind of how I feel. Yeah, it's quite a bit of money. I mean, it's mainly that anodizing. I mean, this ano's like ridiculous. Like, look at this gun though. It's really like all the ano. So when you anodize guns like this, guys. So when you anodize like this gun, right? The way that they do this is looking at it really fast. So the way they do this is they have to anodize this 2 times. So it looks like with this gun they're going to do a base color. So you do this is they would anodize this. Wait, let me think about this. Why I haven't like thought about anodizing in so long. But why are these backs purple? Well, the way they're going to do this is you can anodize it one color, and if you put on like fingernail polish, or you can put on a different type of sticky material, you can actually cover up pieces. So they're going to put on like, you know, fingernail polish everywhere there's purple, and then if you re-anodize the gun, it will actually like not anodize in those spots. So they actually anodize this 2 separate times. That's how they're getting those 2 different colors. They're getting that, like, I don't know, purple and then that gold. But with guns like this, I mean, when you're seeing all those colors, that's pretty much how many times they're anodizing it. They have to use all these different colors, unless this is some special technique. But it's a lot of individual pieces that are anodized, and it's a lot of work just to get those colors done. So that's kind of what you're paying for when you're getting any of these crazy colors, you know. I kind of feel like this one should be more than that, but they're both $18.75. But even this one's $17.50. It's just all black. But that was that mid-body thing. They didn't really make a lot of these. Yep. And you're paying for that quality. I mean, all this stuff is just like ridiculous quality. They're not mass-made guns. I mean, there's a long wait time for some of those things. So you kind of got to wait a long time. Inception Design have ETHA 3M kits. Yeah, Inception Design have a bunch of cool body kits for the ETHA 3. Inception Design. Let's go look at the Inception Design website. We might as well. Menu. Planet Eclipse. Whoop. Let's look. What'd you say? You said ETHA body kits and parts. Oh. What's going on here? That's where I want to go. They have Insanity. Yeah, Inception got all kinds of crazy body kits. And this is more stuff that's made very, very well. All the Inception Design stuff, whether it's their guns, complete guns, bodies, trigger frames, whatever it is made very, very well. I really like these ones though. I think I like these flea bodies. That flea body was very popular. I think that This is probably one of the first kind of body kits they made. It's just really cut down. Although to me it seems weird, right? I mean, you've got a $500, a $250, $300 paintball gun that you're spending near $500 on like a body kit for. So it seems a little extreme to me. You know, one of the cool parts about the E-Mech and the ETHA is that they're so affordable. You know, I mean, they're a quarter of the price of some of the other high-end guns. So that's one of the cool things about it. Once you start putting a $500 body kit on there, it's like, now you got a $1,000 E-Mech. It's a little weird to me. Two-Bit says he also stands by his work and is a great guy over at Deception. Simon Stevens is the guy you're talking about. Simon's designed a lot of this paintball stuff too. Simon's responsible for the Empire Axe, and he's also responsible for like the Halo and a couple other paintball guns. Foxconn, I appreciate you again. Thank you so much for. Thank you so much. That was so helpful. Good, I appreciate it. What is your take on the 180R with a die rotor LTR? Asking for a friend that just bought both. I really like the 180R. I mean, the 180R is so new, it's kind of difficult, right? Like, I've only held the thing. I actually haven't played with it or shot it or anything like that. But so far, I mean, I really like the 180R. The rotors, I'm on and off about. I think that the rotor is probably the best paintball product ever made. It's probably one of the most successful products ever made. It's very, 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 very well built. But my one complaint about the rotors is they just have more jamming issues. You know, some of them can jam a little bit other than others. Whereas hoppers, like, you know, that say you have a Sonic, say you have like the Spires, none of those really can jam. So just the ability and or just the, it doesn't have the ability. I guess it does have the ability to jam. It's just, it can happen. So I don't really like the rotor so much, but the 180R so far is great. But even then, that doesn't mean the rotor is bad. It just means, you know, I might like some other ones a little bit more. It's really kind of weird, right? Like, I used the rotor for like, God, man, when they first came out, I probably used it for 4 years or 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. That's probably all I used. And something along the way happened. I mean, paintballs got tiny bit smaller, and I don't know, something about the rotor, they just started jamming more. And I don't think it was only paint getting smaller. I think that somewhere along the ways they just might have gotten a little cheaper too, or something. I don't know. And they just started jamming more. I don't know. So sometimes people have like old ones, or some versions that feed a little bit better. But I just don't want it to jam, so. Mark Brad, I sent you some photos of the SSFDs and Cockers on Instagram. What about them, Mark? Do you want me to like show people or something? I don't know if I can like, I don't know how the hell to do that. I mean, I don't like, I really, let's see. Are you sure? How'd you send them? What do you mean? I don't know how. How'd you send them, Mark? Man, I don't know. There's too many comments. Oh, I don't know. I'm not seeing messages, but unless. I don't even know what account I'm on. Paintball Ruin My Life account. On Instagram. I don't see them. I literally... The last person I sent a message to was Randy when I was trying to find him in the parking lot to give him his gun. No, Randy sent me a message. I literally don't see it. I don't know, dude. I don't know. We'll do that later. I don't know. All my accounts have me fat in them. We can talk about it next time. I'll for sure talk about it next time. Give me something to talk about. But I gotta go find him in the process. And I think I'm gonna leave anyway. My back hurt so bad this morning. I don't know what was wrong with it. I woke up and my whole lower back on my right side, it's still stiff. I stretched, and then I think I worked out. I did some glute bridges today with I think too much weight, and I think that kind of made them a little bit worse. Mark, I don't know where these pictures are. If they're on my you could have sent them to my other account, but I'm not logged in on the computer. There we go. Hey Brad, when you make a gear bag video for this year, just asking. Someone asked me about that earlier. I probably won't. I've never really liked doing that. It mainly because I just don't have access to all the gear bags. You know, it's kind of hard to say. We're gonna answer John's question. John, with that $9.99 super chat, I really actually kind of digging that light. Just got back into paintball. Welcome back. I have a Bob Long Vice. Cool. Is it worth upgrading to a new marker or just spend the money playing? Everything works fine. I put an Inception Design Genesis 686 barrel on it. I would just keep playing paintball. I definitely think there's better guns out, but I don't know, not crazy. The Vice is still going to be, might have all the shooting modes if you want to play tournaments. I mean, that's probably not. Yeah, I'd just use that. I mean, I would for sure use that, and then maybe later on, if you keep playing paintball, then buy something, One of the good things is that, that Vice right there, if that was the last time you played paintball, one of the good things now is there's so many good affordable guns, right? I mean, the Ether 3 is fantastic. It's $550. Planet Eclipse just released their 180R. That is double that price, but also very good. I mean, you have the Shocker Amp. Right now, those things are $750. So there's a lot of good, mid-range guns now. So you don't have to, spend a ton of money. But I'd just play for a while. Yeah. The Vice isn't bad. Jared says, sell the Vice and get the Ether. Yeah, but I don't know. You've already got it, so use it first. Play a while first. One of the good things, and I always tell people to do, is most paintball people are cool, right? Most players at the paintball field are perfectly fine. Everyone's great. So what I always think people should do is, if you're playing and you see someone, say you see a guy with an Ether 3, and then someone's got an amp, and then someone's got a 180R, I would just see if you can shoot them. Just be like, hey, you care if I shoot a couple paintballs real quick? 99% of people are going to be like, yeah, sure, here, go for it. So most people are going to let you shoot the thing. So I would also do that, if you don't know what you want. Did I lose a light? I don't think so. Something happened. Yeah, just try to shoot other people's guns. Old Soul! I rocked the Vice. Kinda a sucker for the Bob Long stuff, though. Yeah, I actually really want a G6R. Really want a G6R. Really want a G6R. 2-bit. Other than Dynasty Paint, what other brand paintballs do you use? Well, honestly, I go to the paintball store and I ask for the cheapest stuff I can get. I go in there and I'm like, what's the cheapest paint you have? Every time. Not every time. The Dynasty stuff's not the cheapest you can buy. But most of the time, honestly, I just get the cheap stuff. I think that, I don't know. I don't have a problem with a lot of the paint nowadays. So, yeah. And it's really kind of difficult. I think it kind of matters where you play. I mean, certain paintball fields are going to have like rules around what you can use. So like, you know, here I play at Capital Edge Paintball Park and it's field paint only. You can use paint from other places, but only from the local paintball store. So you have to buy it at the local store to be able to use it at their facilities. So it really just kind of matters on what's available as well. You know, I mean, some paintball fields you only have 2 or 3 options, or you only have 1 option. But I just use whatever's cheap. I mean, I used to take broken paint and use all the broken bags, and I used to just use the cheapest stuff possible. So, yeah. It is difficult. I mean, back in the day, you know, like 15 years ago, even 10 years ago, there were more paintball fields that would let you bring your own paintballs in. And it was a little bit more interesting then, at least, for people to decide what paint to use, because you had a lot of brand choices and options, but it really just kind of matters where you play. Darth. We gonna be shooting Voltanium from now on, though. The infamous stuff. I haven't actually shot that. I mean, I've seen it and I've looked at it and stuff, but I haven't actually shot the infamous paintballs yet. All right, I am gonna go. It's almost 6 o'clock. I don't know what we're doing for dinner. I don't know what's going on. I guess we'll have to find out. I had Burger King the other day. It was so good. Ooh, Diablo 13. I remember Diablo 13. It had a red box. Formula 13? Yeah, that's what it was. But there was a Diablo something with a red box. The Formula 13 was in a purple box. Yeah, we used to shoot that Formula all the time. I forgot about that. Probably like 2010-ish or 8-ish or something like that. A Diablo Wrath. A Diablo Wrath. You know, one time I got a pallet, a whole skid delivered to my house. A stack of paint about this tall. The goddamn delivery driver broke the edge of the pallet and the whole thing fell over on the goddamn driveway. It sucked. It's like, can't use the goddamn pallet jack now. We gotta like hand move all this stuff. The Inferno, Diablo Inferno, that stuff used to come in those like suitcases, right? It had like weird suitcase. It was like a weird ass box. It was shaped like a suitcase. Old paintballs, El Tigra. You remember the Marbleizer? They still sell Marbleizer, right? I don't even know if they're making Marbleizer anymore. They were for a while. They also had that El Tigra ball for a while. They brought the El Tigra back. Marbleizer, when I started playing paintball, was the shit. It was like, you're shooting Marbleizer or you're not even shooting. It was like everyone used Marbleizer. It was like $80 a case though. Man. I remember buying paintballs. Paintballs used to be so much more expensive, you guys. I mean, we complain about paint now, and it's like, dude, you can get good paint now for like $40, $45. Back in the day, it was like you had to spend $80 because everything else was just awful. Yeah, so at least we have like more options today that like, I don't know, have good stuff for cheaper. Dude, you want to talk about old school Hulk crap from Walmart? Wasn't that the Monster Balls that had like the Hulk guy on the side? Foxconn, again, I appreciate those so much. Again, thanks a bunch. Thank you a bunch too. Also, when I first started, I started with the Die Matrix. That's how long I've been out. That's a long time ago. Maybe I mean, the confusing part is they still technically make the die matrix. Maybe you mean like original matrix, like probably like 2002, 3, 4, maybe 4, maybe 2003 with the like colored ones. I bought like 9 of those. I bought 9 of those at one time. I can't remember what TV show it was, but MTV was using those. The like original die matrix, like when they were those red and blue colors, like before the DM4 even. So it was like, I had to have been 2003 or 2002. And yeah, MTV was using them. And somehow I knew someone who was selling them, and they were selling those things for like $400. I think they were $400 or $500 each. And they were like $1,300, $1,400 paintball guns that had been used one time. So we bought 9. And they came with hoppers and tanks too, I think. It was insane. It was a very long time ago, I can't remember. Black to red fade. It's probably a rear one. Isn't Alex asked way up there something about paint made in Mexico? No. It's kind of made everywhere. I mean, some of the stuff's made in Mexico. Some of the Valken stuff is made or was made in Mexico. I don't think they're doing that anymore, though. A lot of the APX stuff was made in Mexico, but then they sold their machines to Valken. Valken also makes stuff in South Korea. There's stuff made in Canada. There's stuff made in China. It's kind of all over the goddamn place. Ooh, the Entity Matrix. Those were far too expensive for me. I mean, those were cool when I was like 18. It was like a $2,000 paintball gun. Whee! Too expensive for me. Alright, I gotta go figure out what we're doing for dinner. Valken Graffiti is my go-to nowadays for pump, but it's slim pickings for paintball in Montana. That's true. I really like the Valken stuff. I always say that. It's just super consistent. Yeah, Montana, there's probably not a lot of paintball. There's not a lot of anything in Montana. I mean, most of the things that I do in life, I don't even think I could do in Montana. That's not true. Actually, a lot of stuff I could do in Montana. We were just talking about portaging rivers in my canoe. We can do that in Montana. Mac and cheese with pepperoni. That was a pretty good one. Mac and cheese with pepperoni. I haven't had mac and cheese in a long time. I used to do mac and cheese and hot dogs. That was pretty good. Pepperoni, though, that's a good idea. Kevin Costner is in Montana. Cool. That makes me not want to move there. Ooh, that one smells too. My farts normally don't smell. Which is weird, kinda. A little bit. I don't know, I'm fanning my ass like I'm like, whew! Do not go in there. 125 for grape-shaped field paint when I started. I know that's what it sounds like. Paint is so much better and cheaper now. Mainly just lighter and smaller now. Yeah, that is true though. I think that like some of the stuff back in the day might have shot a little bit better. I think that the fill and the fill itself used to be heavier and the paintballs were bigger themselves. So the paintball weighed more, and you know, that extra weight certainly helps with accuracy. I mean, that's one of the reasons that like the higher end paintball guns, or I should say the higher end paint shoots better. There's just more paint in the ball, and it's a lot thicker and heavier, so that, you know, heavier paintballs end up shooting a little bit straighter. Is cheating part of the game, Brad? Are you asking me, or is it a statement, Mark? No. I don't think so. I think that cheating is definitely a part of paintball, but cheating is a part of every sport, you know? I mean, you watch any sport, you know, let's talk about basketball. I mean, constantly guys are cheating in basketball, you know, by trying to foul people or trying to get an advantage without getting a foul, right? I mean, you see guys all the time holding jerseys, or you get guys like arm barring people and like grabbing their arms. You know, they're fouling each other constantly. And is that cheating? I don't know if that's cheating necessarily. I think it's like you're trying to like push the envelope, right? You're playing in that like gray area where it's like, it might be cheating, it might not be. I mean, I think in paintball, if you're like wiping goggle hits off your face, it's kind of cheating, right? If you're like just getting rid of hits completely, it's cheating. I think that guys that are trying to get away with it a little bit, like you get shot in the arm and you kind of just like, like try to like pretend like no one saw it. I think that that's cheating, but it's kind of like this weird gray area. And at least in the professional division, when we're watching pro, it's not a problem. I don't think that those guys cheat. You're not seeing guys out there wiping hits often. We'd have it on video. There'd be more pictures of it, right? Certainly guys are cheating and getting rid of hits when they're diving, or, you know, getting shot and you like turn the other direction really quick and like hope no one saw it or some shit. But I don't think that, like, at least in the professional division, I don't think that like cheating is necessarily a big problem, because there's so many referees and because it's not really worth it, right? I mean, you cheat, you get rid of one hit, and then you just lost to the whole point because like they're gonna pull all your players. You might even start down a player next time. So just making the like consequences high for cheating has kind of like helped get rid of it. You know, like I don't cheat, you know, like I don't know. I think it probably matters where you play too. Like, you know, where I play, no one really cheats. I mean, every once in a while, sure, but it's not really a problem. And I think that some paintball fields though might have a little bit more bad culture or something like that, and guys like just cheat more. Yep. It's kind of crazy in paintball. We really don't have a lot of rules. You know, you think about like football and like baseball and stuff like that. They have so many rules. But, you know, soccer, baseball, hockey, like they don't really have a lot of rules. Which I think's good. It makes it a little bit more free. You don't have to like worry about stuff. Mark, I only cheat against the Street Fighter members. Yeah. Sometimes I'll cheat if I get shot off the break real quick. You know, we're playing rec, I get shot off the break, I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. It's very, very rare. Okay. Yeah, but cheating's not really, I don't know. I don't really think it's a thing anymore. I mean, obviously it's a thing, but it's not like some rampant, like, crazy problem. Do you use an air compressor to fill your tanks at home? And if you do you know where I can get one for home use? I do not. I don't know. I don't really have a use for it. Yeah, I don't have a use for it. People are using those air compressors on Amazon. They're like $400. Those are a little scary to me. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, air compressors, good air compressors are like $5 grand. You can look into those cheap Amazon ones. Some people like those though. Or like toddlers or something. A scuba tank is also a good option. I mean, you can pick up a scuba tank for like, I don't know, they're probably like $200 now. You can get a fill station. Scuba fill stations are only like 30 or $40. So for say $250, you can get a scuba tank. And you can get that scuba tank refilled for probably like, I don't know, $5 or $6, $7, something like that. But you're going to run out of air and you're going to have to get it refilled. So there are certainly those air compressors that are really probably only about another $100 or $200. And you can have air forever because it's an air compressor. But it's going to take quite a while, I think, to fill those tanks up. The scuba tank, you're like, it's filled. Air compressors are like... It's going to do some work. 3,000 is all you'll get. There's also some other options like the shoebox compressor. The shoebox compressor is something you run in line of a scuba tank. You hook up a scuba tank, shoebox compressor, and you hook a line into the shoebox compressor and then a line out, and then it puts in like 1,000 psi, and it's like, and then it puts out like 4,500. You could do that. You can find 4,500 scuba tanks. It's possible. I mean, they're the SCBA tanks. They're firefighter tanks, but they require like far more something. They require a lot more like equipment because they don't make like a. They don't really make a fill station to fill a paintball tank. You're gonna have to probably rig something up. The air gun design shoebox compressor, yeah, they're weird. I remember looking into those back in the day when we were like trying to figure out how to do fills at the paintball store. And I was like, well, I gotta buy an air compressor, $6,000. All right, sons of bitches, I'm going. If you want to come back next weekend, you know, not next week, on Thursday, I'm gonna do another one of these things, and you can come by then. I don't know what the heck's going to be going on. If I play paintball this weekend, we'll probably watch some gameplay footage, maybe. If I play paintball this weekend, I don't know. 2 bits. When I play, I always see people wiping. It's sad. I really don't. I really don't experience cheating. I really don't. Okay. The hand pumps, don't do a hand pump. You're going to stand there for like 4 weeks. It's insane, dude. It requires like, you can do the math on it, and it requires like 600 pumps or like 400 pumps, dude. It takes like an hour and a half. It's crazy. Pump review. Anyone ever used one of the hand pumps? Yeah, pumps. We have talked about a slingshot. I might actually do that. I don't know though. Every time I want to go play paintball, every time I want to go, I want to like actually go play paintball. I don't want to like play with a slingshot or a pump gun. I mean, I kind of do, but I kind of just want to go play paintball, you know? All right, you sons of bitches. I'm out of here. Thank you guys for super chatting. If you actually like this video, I think you should like the live stream. You know, if you're sitting here watching this, maybe you don't like it. You can dislike it too. That's also an option. Okay. See you guys later.